People often say to me, "Ron?" And I go, "Yes." And they say, "Ron?" And again, I say, "Yes. Would you mind getting on with it?" They say, "Ron, what is the most important thing about web design?" And you know what I say to them? I say, "Well, that'll be $25 up front before I'll answer that question." I'll wait for them to pull the cash out. I do not take checks nor credit cards. And upon that, I will give them a very simple answer. Organization. Organization is the most important part of web design. And by organization, I mean files. Organizing your files correctly, predictably, not changing them around later, not moving them around at all, really, once you've established their primary position. And then if you do move them around, then you understand you need to fix things elsewhere. We'll talk a lot in upcoming movies about file paths and so forth. But I really wanted to start right here at the basics with these two folders on the screen, and we will start in the very first day of class making these two folders and creating the structures within them. So let's start with working files. What are working files? Well, working files are the files that you create using Photoshop, Illustrator, maybe Word. They are not the files that will actually end up being uploaded to your web page. Your web pages need to be certain formats. Those are the different image formats, which we'll talk about later, and HTML pages. That's for the most part all the stuff that you're going to be uploading to your server and will be utilized by your web pages. But you use a lot of other files to create those web files, and those are the working files. So if I open this up, you'll see inside, and I'll have you organize yours in the same way. You have a folder for all the in-class assignments we'll do, and you have a folder for each of the 5 projects we'll do. As you work on this project and you have Photoshop files or Illustrator files, this is where you will put them, and it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and put them in various folders so it's easy to find the files you create. So if I open this up, you'll see here are Photoshop files in here. I open this up, you'll see here some of my original photographs directly from a camera, another Photoshop file. As you work through, you'll see here are some Illustrator files as well. Obviously, if I had body copy, text that's written, those would probably be Word documents. Those would be in here as well. So these files are all means to an end. They aren't the files that are being uploaded for people to view on the internet. Where you would go to see those files is right here, your site folder. And so again, we'll talk a lot more about this in future videos, and I'll beat you to death with it all during the entire semester. But the site files are the files that do get uploaded to the internet. And so this is all existing locally on your computer, and when you are designing a web page, or a website rather, you are creating many relationships between many different files. So all the files that are going to be part of your website must be inside this folder called Site. This is the equivalent to the root directory, which will be on your web server, which we'll talk also more about later. But for now, just understand that this organization is sacred. It's a religious experience. If you don't believe in God, then believe in file organization. And that will allow you to create relationships that you can maintain and keep things from happening, such as broken image links, broken page links, the dreaded 404 error message. All those things occur because files are misorganized or missing. And so in here you'll see there's an index page, which is your home page. Here's a folder called Images, so all the images that are on your home page would be in that folder. Again, here is another folder for your in-class assignments, except these are the parts of the in-class assignments that you are uploading to your web server. And then here again is a folder for each of your different projects. And you'll notice that the organization here is very much the same in each one. You've got a project folder, you've got an images folder with all of the images that are included in that project in those pages, and then you have the various HTML pages. on which those images are included. So that's basically it. Again, I'm going to go over this and over this and over this till you hate to hear the words files and file organization and site folder. But the point is, and the reason I do emphasize it so much, is the sooner you get this down, this very simple understanding of file organization, the much fewer problems you'll have and the more enjoyable the entire web design process will be.